This is what I call the reopening. We reopening the building. We reopening the account. All praises to the Most High Yahweh. I'm not ashamed of Yahweh. They should be ashamed of the hippie on a stick that they worship. They should be ashamed of the graven images. But I'm back open. We're going to talk about a lot of topics. We're going to cover a lot of things. We're going to talk bad about Islam. We're going to talk worse about Christianity. Well, no, probably the same. And we also going to get on Egyptology. Because we're going to be talking about the Almighty's laws a little more too. Because we need to know the law. Everyone needs to know the law. But this book of lies. In the book of lies, I'm going to read something in the book of lies. 2 Peter 2 and 16. 2 Peter. Now, I'm just opening up one of my old folders for real, to be honest with you. 2 Peter 2 and 16. This is what it says. But was rebuked for his iniquity. The dumb ass, speaking with man's voice, forbade the madness of the prophet. So, we have a dumb ass who did it. So, is it not a curse word to say that? When we talk about cursing being a sin, there's way more important things than cursing, like eating shrimp. In fact, I'm here to tell you that eating shrimp is worse than saying the word fuck. And the reason I say this is because eating shrimp is against the commandments. But there was no mention of forbidden words except, let's go to Exodus chapter 23, the forbidden words. Verse 13, it says, in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the names of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. That's like a curse word. When you say, ooh, this false, dirty hippie on the stick, well, I got to say his name just to make a point, JC, the Christ of the New Testament. Ooh, I don't even want to say his name. You know what I'm talking about. You are breaking this commandment right here. Mentioning the name of a false deity. Because they worship him. They don't worship the Most High no more. They worship Yah no more. They worship a man. But also with Islam, we'll get back on Islam. Because Islam is so much garbage. And I really have to be, I have some things I can pull out with Islam easy, off the top of my head. But it's so much stuff that I can slap Islam around with. In the Quran, basically. But also going to get on these Egyptian books, because in lies in the Egyptian books talk about, you have to respect the God of the city. And lies like that. You have whatever city you go to, you got to respect that God. And talk about, the 42 negative confessions. I have not done that. I have not stolen. I have not, you get the 10 commandments from those. No. Because you may have done those sins. The Almighty said you have to repent and turn away from those sins. That's what He requires of you. But instead, we have these people in Egypt telling us, I have not done these. You're lying. You haven't done it before. You have stole before. A lot of y'all know y'all stole before. I ain't gonna say all of y'all. When you was a little kid, even if it was a piece of candy or a condom, like me, when you were very little and didn't know better. But, don't say people can't judge. I hear it too much. We have to visit that one. Leviticus chapter 19. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. So right here it's telling you have to judge your neighbor righteously. A righteous way of doing it. So you can judge. You can actually judge people. So people stop saying that lies, man. That Christianity, you know what? They get it from Matthew chapter. I'm going to read it real quick. Matthew chapter 7. This is where they get it from. The ghost going to give it to you, man. Ghost going to give it to you. No, my bad. The song should have cut on right there, though. It says, verse 1, judge not that ye Be not judged. But with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And what measure ye meet, it shall be measured unto you again. To you again. Okay, right here we see talking about judging, right? But on the judgment day, you're going to be judged according to the Almighty's commandments. That's why the Almighty said, judge righteously. To righteously tell somebody you are going against the Almighty's commandments. That's why the Almighty said judge. Because what is righteousness? The Almighty's commandments. So when you tell people the Almighty's commandments, you're not, you can judge that way. The Almighty said, again, I don't even know if I should read it. I'm not going to read it again. But you guys we read Leviticus 19 where he said you can judge. But of course the New Testament, the book of lies, will tell you can't. And that's why it's another thing that contributes to this society of wickedness. We have a lot of things we want to discuss. I want to discuss, I mean, I could talk about the Christ of the New Testament. I could talk about how evil Paul is. Christ is a hippie on a stick. He's a demon. He's one of the demons. In fact, where was it at? The book of Deuteronomy said the devils, they sacrificed the devil. I like that. They're talking about JC. It's a white man. You ever think, you talk to your people, you say, well, have you ever thought about it that you serve a white man? That you serve a white, do you know? I mean, I know you do it in real life, but have you thought that you serve a white man? And you love him? And you worship him? No, but a lot of our people turning them black. You know what I'm saying? They got the JC, got the black one, and you know what I mean. A lot of churches, they say what they say. They basically say that color doesn't mean anything anymore, and God is not about color. He's no respecter of persons. They come with that bullshit when they know the house of Israel. But I have an indictment for everybody out there who claim to be Israelites. You got them teaching the law. Are they teaching the law? They teaching the law, they cool with me. They're teaching against the law, they ain't not cool with me. Draw the line right there. And, for the people not teaching the law, like the Egyptologists, like what righteousness do you have? For the Egyptologist people out there, what righteousness do you actually have? Like, our people need righteousness. We've been living with this Gentile, this dirty ass Gentile for a long time. We need some type of righteousness. Like, we need righteous statutes, commandments to live by. So, I know the 42 negative confessions and all that Book of the Dead, it's telling us a whole bunch of deities. We don't even got one deity that we can agree on. It's about 500. I mean, I'm probably not even, it probably is 500. It's too many for me that y'all worshiping, and we all got to get on one page. That's how unity works. We all have to kind of get on the same page. So figure out what deity, the sun. That's what the Almighty told us in the book of, is that Deuteronomy chapter 4. Let me read that. Verse 15. Take ye therefore good heed to yourselves, for ye gnaw no manner of similitude on the day that Yah spake unto you in her out of the midst of the fire, lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, similitude of any figure, the likeness of a male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air, the likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that's in the waters beneath the earth. Lest thou lift up thy eyes to heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven, shouldest thou be driven to worship them and serve them, which Yah thy Elohim have divided into all nations under the whole heaven. So we see right here, and that was beautiful. That's what Egyptians do. So come to the table sometime. Holla at me. I love y'all too. The Israelite community, you're in a very bad shape, especially the Messianic community. All Messianics are liars. Let me say, all Christians go to hell. One thing people don't realize: all Christians, not let me tell you, not you won't say like won't couple Christians make it through the rapture. No, all Christians go to hell. And they say, well, do you believe in hell? You believe in a place where and it's just burning and all that kind of madness? I like to say all because when I say hell, they know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Damnation, you know what I'm saying, is, you know, it's not a place. Hell is not, you know. This is say, you know, that word Sheol and the grave and stuff, you can get confused a little bit. But I love to talk about how false, you know, Islam is. You know, I think the Christians go up in the sky and the Muslims go in the ground. They have a paradise in the ground, I believe. So, but they both can't claim the promised land because we got the promised land. Don't worry about that house of Israel. We got the. But a lot of us is not gonna make it in there. A lot of us is not gonna make it because y'all don't want to do the commandments. Y'all don't want to teach the commandments. You don't want to teach that you're not supposed to have sex on your period. You know what I mean? You know, you don't want to teach them that you can have more than one wife. Y'all scared of that. How you gonna be scared of it? And then you have two women working together. You got some unity. That's all we want for unity. That's all we want. That's how we gonna get it. You know, but they scared of the unity. But they got to be righteous to have more. You know, that's what you got to do to Almighty's commandments. You can't be a Christian doing, you know, having more than one wife. You can't do that because they don't do the law of the Most High. In fact, the law gives you rules to having more than one wife. The law of the Most High. So you really can't be a Christian if you don't do the law. You eat swine and go on Sunday and stuff. You really cannot do, you know, have more than one wife. I mean, according to the scriptures, you can. I mean, they got that false Muslim stuff they're doing today. They're nothing but wickedness with more than one wife. They make us look bad, talking about beating your wife and stuff. Make us look bad, but it is what it is. Look, they're gonna be scared of my video if I go too far. This the opening, popping back up. Yeah.